So welcome to the final Plasma lecture presentation screening of the 2021 spring season. This is a series sponsored by the Department of Media Study and the Office of the Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences at University at Buffalo. It's curated in collaboration with Liz Park from UB Art Galleries and Ekram Serdar from Squeaky Wheel. We are recording tonight's screening and discussion. So if you don't wish to have your voice or image on the recording, please keep your camera and microphone muted. We begin with the acknowledgement that the land on which the University at Buffalo operates is the territory of the Seneca Nation, a member of the Haudenosaunee Six Nations Confederacy. This territory is covered by the Dish with One Spoon Treaty of Peace and Friendship, a pledge to peaceably share and care for the resources around the Great Lakes. It is also covered by the 1794 Treaty of Canandaigua between the United States government and the Six Nations Confederacy, which further affirmed Haudenosaunee land rights and sovereignty in the state of New York. Today, this region is still the home to the Haudenosaunee people, and we are grateful for the opportunity to live, work, and share ideas in this territory. So tonight is a screening of Plasma Cinetracts, which is a compilation film of made from 1-minute films produced by students in the Plasma lecture series course here in the Department of Media Study. But it's also a kickoff for the student showcase, the media study student showcase, which begins next week in earnest on May 10th. So I have two guests who are are spearheading this inaugural and very special due to the conditions that were the virtual conditions under which we're living. First time we've done a showcase of this magnitude and to celebrate student work. So I'm gonna turn it over to Jason Geistweit, and he in turn will, so Jason, take it away to explain what's happening starting next week.
Sure. Can everybody hear me? I've been having mic problems in the past. Great, thank you very much. My name is Jason Geistweit, and together with John Fiege, who you probably see in another block somewhere, there he is waving. We are sort of the co-conspirators, the co-coordinators of trying to pull together the Student Showcase 2021. And I put together a little PowerPoint about this real quick, and we're going to talk about that and take up about 5 minutes of your time and try to give you an opportunity to contribute to the showcase. And so I'm going to share my screen if that's okay with you Plasma people. Okay, cool. So here is what I want to say. So this Student Showcase 2021, it's a little bit of a different approach than it has been in the prior years. Perhaps if you've been here before, you remember the way that we used to do things was that we had categories, and we had categories for installation and film and gaming and all of this. And it was sort of a chance for people to put their work out, and we sort of had a competition or a judging, if you would, and awards were given and such. We're kind of changing that a bit this year. We have a theme this year, which I think is very pertinent considering what we've been dealing with for over a year now, which is rebuilding community. And I want to talk about that briefly, and John's going to say a few things as well. But there are two ways that we're trying to bring ourselves together again. We're bifurcated, we're diversified, we are diverse, which is fantastic, but unfortunately we're distributed. That's the issue, and we can't come together. So what we're doing this year is for the showcase, which is a chance chance for all of us to come together and share our work and share our experiences. We are creating a website, which will be sort of an addendum to the DMS website, which will be showcasing student work. So, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. And then there's also going to be a week of live events and presentations, which will allow us to, via Zoom, again, talk about what it means to be in media study, what it means to be a DMS student, and also to share some of the events and live works, such as your Cinétracts event this evening, which is a live event with each other and come together. So it's going to take a bit of time. That's what we want to do between May 10th and May 13th, take a bit of time to reflect on what has been a challenging year, but not to obsess on the challenging year, and to really begin to sort of declare our intention for what it is when we come back together. And I just want to take 10 seconds of your time for you to do one quick thing. I want you to open a Word document or get a piece of paper and a pen. And the one thing I want you to do is I want you to think quickly. What is the first thing you're going to make, create, write, program, develop when you get back here in September of next year? What's the first thing? Write it down quickly. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Now that you have that, I want you to put that on your desk or in a special place, and I want you to add to it as things come back to you. I want you to set your ideas about what you want to do when we come back together again, because it's going to be crazy when we're all back together again, and we can actually begin working together to put together our intention and the works that we want to put together. So let's see if I can advance this slide. All right. So there was a question that was coming up between John and I, and the wonderful student volunteers and interns who are putting together this week of Zoom events and putting together this website. And I'll talk about that in a minute. And what is media? And what is community? And what does it mean to actually try to rebuild community? And I kind of put something together about 10 minutes ago, and I just wanted to share this with you. And here we go. Media is community. Media really defines the way that we see the world, doesn't it? You know, it's the way that we manipulate thought. It's the way that we play with ideas. It is vital to our understanding of who we are and who we wish to become, who we are as a community and who we are as individuals. And to rebuild community, for me, all right, and maybe for you as well, is to reconnect. It's to reaffirm who we are as creators, makers, authors, coders, animators, designers, and artists, to think again who it is that we are and to come together and recreate that. And it's through sharing our work, which we want to do over the next week and then persistent through this website through the entire summer, through sharing our work, our hopes, our dreams, even our quirks, right? That we can recognize our diversity and engage empathy, come to understand one another, and really strengthen our resolve as creators. And there's a guy by the name of Frederick Kittler, and you guys might all think that theory is bunk, but I can tell you that media theory is very important, because Kittler says media determines the situation. And when I pick up my phone and when I look at a movie, I mean, cinema determines the situation. The application determines the situation. The game that you were designing determines the situation. The installation you build in the gallery determines the situation. So when we come together to share our work, we are sharing the situation. And that's what we need to do as a community. And thanks, Paige, for letting me share that. So let's get down to brass tacks, okay? So we have a website that we are frantically putting together. And if you have not been in contact with your lecturer, and hopefully your lecturers have and professors have shared this with you, that this is an opportunity for you to take work from this semester and even past and even the previous semester. So anything from this last sort of 2 terms, fall and spring, and to put it up on this website. We've developed a website which is broken down by classes. So there'll be a website for DMS 110, there'll be a class for intro to video, there'll be one for, every class will have its own website or web page within this community website. You can put your work up there. And what we were asking is that when you submit your media work, whatever it is, and you do this through your lecturer, through your professor, through your instructor, give us a project name. We want your name, of course. We need a short description. We want you to contextualize what it is that you're doing in 150 to 200 words. What is the piece about? How did you make it? Why did you make it? Share that with us, okay? And then finally, submit the file to your instructor, and your instructor will submit that to UB Box. We'll grab your assets, we'll grab your ideas, and we'll put it up on the website. So if you have any questions, you can hit me up in chat, but that's sort of the idea about the website. And the website will go live on Monday, the 10th, and we want it to persist throughout the semester as a monument, if you would, or sort of a resonant idea of the work that our students have done this semester. So share, create community, bring that together. Now, John's going to talk a little bit about, oh, also here's some social media real quick, mediastudy.ub, Media Study UB on Twitter and Instagram, and then there's the Media Study website as well, where you can find more information about submitting work and more information about the showcase. Now, there are some live events, and I'm going to have John talk about those.
Great, thanks, Jason. That was awesome. And before I get going, everybody do what you're not supposed to do in class and get on your phone and pull up Twitter and pull up Instagram and follow Media Study UB. That is how we're going to disseminate information about everything that's happening next week. The website has not launched yet. It will launch very soon. As soon as things are available, we're going to post it on the various social media channels. That's the best way to keep track of everything. Once the website's up, we're going to have a schedule of events that you should refer to find cool things to go to next week. It's kind of like a festival, an arts festival, a film festival. That's kind of the inspiration that we took. And we're taking the rebuilding community theme very seriously. And one of the things we're doing is we're trying to bring you all together as best we can in our current situation through these events. So let me just give you a quick overview on, we're having events May 10th through the 13th, 4 nights, every night at 5 p.m. So the first night is going to be kind of a welcome to the showcase. And we're really going to be focused on undergraduates that night. We're going to be bring some undergraduates on and interviewing them, and they're going to share some of their experiences in the department. The second night is a focus on graduate students, and I will be interviewing several graduate students from the department to give everybody a sense of the depth and breadth of the work that's happening here. And on night 3, we're doing kind of a career and jobs night. Ed Brodka from Career Services is coming in talking about internship opportunities, job opportunities, professional development. So the undergrad committee came up with that idea. It's a really great idea, I think, to help everybody deal with anxiety about getting jobs in this crazy world that we live in. And then the last night is an awards night on Thursday the 13th. And this is a non-competitive event showcase, so they're not awards for the showcase. However, there are awards the department gives each year to undergraduates for various criteria, mostly at the end of their time here. So we'll be highlighting those awards and showing some work from it. And I think we're out of time. I have a 1-minute rough cut of a trailer. Paige, you want me to show that, or should I? Or you want to hold off? Oh, you're muted, Paige.
Let's hold off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, well, I think that gives you an idea. Look for the trailer in the next couple days. Hopefully it'll drop as soon as we can iron out the kinks. Saying thank you. A lot of y'all's work, I believe, is featured in the trailer because you all were nice enough and on top of it enough to get us some footage early. So we greatly appreciate that. And thank you, Paige, for helping, and Courtlin for helping coordinate that.
Yep. So great. So thank you so much, John and Jason. I put the information about the Twitter and Instagram and Facebook in. So without further ado,
thank you.
We are going to start. Thank you both. We're going to start the screening of the Cinétracts, which is the compilation of student films. It was edited by Courtlin Byrd today over the last weekend. And so I will be streaming it through my computer, through my Zoom screen, but I'm also now going to put a link in the chat that has the file that's been uploaded to YouTube. So if for some reason, as often happens, the stream is choppy, which hopefully it won't be, you can watch simultaneously on YouTube on your computer. But we ask that you actually keep the window of Zoom open. We'll mute everyone, but you leave your Zoom open because we also want to encourage you, if you'd like, to use the chat function during the screening. This is an hour and 18 minutes, and there are 71 Cinétracts in the screening. And I think you'll all be very pleased to see your own work for people who have made them and contributed them, but also to see how they speak to each other, and to get a sense of what this class has been doing and thinking for the last semester. So, okay.
Dance can be a difficult industry. You have to worry about body image. You have to worry about critiques. You have to worry about the self-doubt. At the end of the day, as long as you're doing what you love, it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. Don't you ever give up on your dreams.
It's charged. Hey. After its hiatus. The good old family film.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. With the zoom in, yeah.
Play? Sure.
Yeah.
Play a fun little.
Oh, an instrument.
Are you still gonna take the Polaroid?
It's like
another one. Where'd it go?
It's right on the TV. Wait, what are you looking for?
The Polaroid.
Right.
No, the picture.
Oh, I was like, hello. Hello.
Oh, okay. Oh, what's going on?
Oh, did you want these?
Oh, I thought this one.
No, could you just like these?
Playing Rage Kid.
No, this is yeah, and
Hello?
Yeah.
Is that who I think it is? The new addicted man? Okay.
The
Okay.
newly addicted man.
Alright, yeah. Let's get these wins, guys. Everyone ready? Let's do this.
So far, 2 coronavirus vaccines have received emergency use authorization in the United States. The first one is Pfizer. It's 2 shots given 21 days apart, and it's recommended for people who are 16 years of age and older. The second one is Moderna. It's also 2 shots, but they're given 28 days apart, and it's recommended for people who are 18 years of age and older. Research is being done to see if coronavirus vaccines are safe for children and younger teens. These vaccines were not extensively studied in pregnant women, so there's limited safety data to look at for that group. On the other hand, COVID-19 itself poses a risk for pregnant women. The CDC says that some women who contract COVID-19 are at an increased risk of severe illness and might also be at an increased risk for having a preterm birth. A discussion with your doctor can help you make a decision that's right for you.
Retrieved the rifle and shot his wife as she was cleaning up the kitchen after lunch. Look behind you. I said, look.
你又用那个就是人像拍的。Mama used to tell me, be in before the streetlights come on. Be in before it gets dark. Don't be out there by yourself. But me, I find that hard when I just like to look around. You gotta watch your back. Especially to make sure nothing jumps out at you. But I just like to look and stare at the sky, envisioning all my dreams and all the things I want to come to pass. I know Mama don't want me out this late, but I can't help to look. I can't help that. I'm here getting some fresh air. I love the scenery. It keeps me calm.
Wow, what a great day to start doing homework. And look at the time, it's only 8:56 in the morning. Alright, let's see what we can get done today. Oh yeah, Zoom. I remember having a meeting in the morning, but it's not mandatory, so it's okay if I skip it. Oh look, there's Premiere Pro. Don't think I have any assignment for that class besides editing a 10-minute long video I haven't started yet. Rhino can wait. I mean, how hard is it to 3D model a building in less than 3 hours? Yeah, my floor plan is due in 2 days. That's enough time to put aside for CAD. Wait. Do I have any assignments for Photoshop? If I don't remember, it's probably not important. Wait a minute.
What's the harm for playing a little? I mean, I deserve it.
Tomorrow.
That was one productive day.
He always loves balloons.
$133.9 million cases of coronavirus worldwide. A stark increase in the amount of reported hate crimes, harassment, and discrimination aimed at Asian Americans. In the last few weeks, the surge has been underlined by a series of violent attacks.
What's happening in the world doesn't just affect me, it affects us all.
You sure? Mm-hmm.
Oh, look,
Oh,
what's
wow.
up?
Oh, what is that?
How many times did I see flamingos?
Oh, nice one.
You know what we should do as a family? Like 4 or 5 years from now, pick a date and plan a real trip. And we'll all meet in Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good for that.
Like no matter where we are in our life situation.
Wait, is it okay? Why don't you study more and learn more? Think about your future, your life. It's time to power yourself.
You don't listen to us when we tell you what we need. Mental serenity is what we need to succeed, but that's something y'all fail to see. Y'all turn a blind eye to the 82% of students that are dealing with anxiety. Instead, you put y'all hands out, waiting for us to feed y'all mouths dripping with greed. $219.50 down the drain every semester. Why come back to a place where my money is going to things and then relieving my stressors? I'm so sorry, professors, for the poorly written papers. There's a case of the vapors in the air, so that might be a contributing factor. It makes us tired and uninspired to be great. It makes us feel like these times will never expire. Not only are we physically exhausted, but we're mentally drained. I had to ask myself, am I going insane? Every day is a new strain of struggle and pain. 18% of students are having suicidal thoughts pulling on their brain with academic locks and chains. UB is so vain, yet what is there to love when the way they treat their students is so inhumane?
It's a disease, without question, has more names than any disease in history. I can name Kung Flu. I can name 19 different versions of names.
Vicha Ratanapaki, an elderly man on a morning walk, pushed and shoved, murdered. Paco, murdered. Noel Quintana, his face is slashed from ear to ear. An elderly woman set on fire, and recently, 8 people shot and killed, 6 of whom were Asian women.
Oh my god.
Why? Why is there so much hate?
Hey, brother. How you doing? All right. Star gets a smoke.
Following hands, they spin around in patterns he now knows too well. Why don't you come and lay down? Oh, Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday.
Go, get him, Dante, get him! Yay! Dante! Woohoo!
Now where do I go?
0.3 miles right on High Street. Do we know what time Grace is gonna get out of surgery?
It's about 2 hours.
Oh, really?
2 hours? Dad thought it would be 1.
And Dad? What, they're doing the recovery?
I just asked about the surgery itself, not the actual recovery of it.
Do they say that she may go home tomorrow?
That's what they're hoping. It depends on the recovery.
Did you get any more sleep?
Oh my goodness.
Story about Dewey, but
yeah,
maybe we'll see each other again. All right?
Yeah. All right. Thank you. That's really
care,
good
right?
talk. Thank you. Bye.
moments. They don't last forever. They don't last but a second. Moments hold in mind, in memory, in photograph and film, in time, in history. Moments worth nothing to them but everything to you, to us, to me. Time, infinite, never ending, for the world. But for me, for you, for every being, it will one day come to an end. Nothing but memories, moments, worth priceless. Moments, memories, time, forever moving, spinning, still, silence does not exist. Time, moments, memories, memories, time, moments. I capture everything, be it with a camera or a memory.
Oh, it's right, Doc. But everyone wants love. Love is the answer, Johnny. Everyone's looking for love, deep love, a lifetime of deep love, you know? I'm looking for a shallow half hour, you know?
Don't you have luck
No,
with
I
women?
never had luck with women. I'm no ladies' man, I know that, Johnny. I never got girls when I was a kid in show business either, you know? Well, one girl told me, come on over, there's nobody home. I went over, there was nobody home.
The random sir that totally didn't drive us here. What is your definition of love? It's without death.
And go on, elaborate.
Being able to deal with your partner without killing them. You see what I'm saying? Okay. That's love. Because I really believe that love is more so an action, more than just a phrase of emotion. Okay? A lot of people get caught in the emotional part, but it's actually an action part and a responsibility.
Love isn't just fucking automatic. You can't just hop into a relationship and think, I'm gonna love this person for the rest of my life. That's not how that shit works. You're gonna fucking fail off rip. You can't go in expecting love to be perfect. The whole point of love is that you're learning from the other person to make yourself a better person while also making them a better person at the same time. This shit is a business, bro. Except there's no money, and transaction is just anger, shouts, tears, and sometimes you touch yourself, but not where you want to be touched. It's complicated.
Love is probably the most complicated thing I've ever experienced in my whole life. It never makes sense. It constantly stresses you out. And on top of everything, it makes you broke. I believe we find many different types of love in many different types of people, and you're never going to experience the same love twice. Everyone loves differently, and everyone loves in their own way. To describe it, it's not something that is explainable, and it's not something that is... It's not something that is simple.
Yeah, I love you, Joelle. The way I see love everywhere. You could love anything. You could love pizza. You could love pineapples. You could love pancakes. You could love someone. You could love your mom. You could love you have to love. I love my boyfriend very, very much.
So people can't love you and also cheat on you?
Oh, good question. Yes. You know why? Because sometimes people just do dumb things, but they still love a person. They just messed up. You know what I'm saying?
Is it just me, or does the sky seem bluer than usual?
It's an evolving situation that we have to look. It could go either way.
Yeah.
It could turn out to be a lot of miles in infections and not a big problem, or it can turn out to be a really serious problem, or it can turn out to be a really serious problem, or it can turn out to be a really serious problem, or it can turn out to be a really serious. Or it can turn out to be a really serious problem. Or it can turn out to be a really serious problem.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 480909889 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey Mom, I was just calling to see if I could get a ride off campus. My roommate just tested positive the other day and I have to quarantine, and I'd rather do it at the house than one of their shitty dorm rooms, you know? Yeah, and, you know, since he tested positive, we had to cancel our trip, which is pretty fucking annoying, you know? We planned this one to make up for the one that got canceled a year ago. Just can't seem to get a fucking break. I'm so tired of this shit, man. We've been putting up with this for too long. It's been a year. I just can't wait for shit to go back to normal.
Over 3 million people have died worldwide from coronavirus-related causes as of Tuesday.
You just have to use that little clear, the removal shelf. Now, I'm thinking we may have already done it.
So how long do you want to do for?
Let's go.
I'm stuck, confined to these 4 walls, unable to escape, jailed within the comfort of my own home. The only place I can go are the depths of my mind, and it's given me a lot of time to think about things I have done, more about the things I haven't, questioning myself, am I really doing enough? A lot of the times we won't admit it, but we constantly compare ourselves to others and shame ourselves for not being where they are, as if life is some sort of race. What do you even get if you win? Can you even win? Confinement is defined as the act of being limited or constrained. Physically, I'm confined to these 4 walls, but mentally, I'm confined to the expectations of society.
could do nothing but walk. And then I saw me walking in front of myself. But it wasn't really me. Watch out. The gap in the door. It's a separate reality. The only me is me. Are you sure the only you is you?
I was lost till I found my way. You can never say I love you too many times a day. I ain't had no GPS. When I was sick, ain't nobody go to CVS. They just wanna see me stressed. They don't wanna see me blessed. Thinking I took away what I work for. I know that I am worth. Oh, 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 oh.
Kate Rooney has more on how this pandemic is hitting millennials and Gen Z. Kate?
Hey, Kelly, younger generations are reporting higher job losses, less financial optimism, and changing views of the workplace during the pandemic.
From so many friends and family who don't usually struggle with things say they've found this year to be very difficult. So what are the effects, the real effects on our mental health?
Just been super tired lately, and it's to the point where
mental health,
no matter how much sleep I get, it doesn't help it. And sometimes I think I'm getting too much sleep, so I pull back, and then I'm even more exhausted. So
is to self-isolate.
I don't know what to do. I'm tired all the time, stuck in my house.
Yourself at home.
My friends aren't here. My dogs are here, but it's boring.
Let me read you something real quick. O great wanderer of worlds, ponder on this pulling of your penultimate pin as you fire forward towards your final fight. And remember, what is most free is also most fleeting.
拉饭。
A short drive to a restaurant doesn't give us much time to reflect. In fact, recent events have left little time for that. Self-reflection is important. Without it, we'd wander aimlessly in a state of distress. Constantly being worried about what will happen next. It's moments, such as a short drive, where we should spend some time reflecting. The gentle hum of the car and the subtle sounds of the radio might help. It might make our day that much more bearable.
Tampoco me gusta eso. Fíjate, tu primo, ¿qué más?
So thank you, everybody. That was amazing. We can do if you want to unmute yourself and applaud. That was really fantastic. That was really great. Yeah, you should all be really proud of yourselves. And thank you again, Courtlin, for your great ending Cinétract and for putting that together for us seamlessly. But so we have a little bit of time if people have questions or thoughts or reflections on the whole. There were some themes and some great comments even from earlier posted questions. But if anybody has anything they want to say, it was fun to watch people respond in the chat too. But anyone want to unmute themselves and say something, make a comment?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Oh, sorry. Okay, I guess I'll go first. It was just fun to see like what rules everybody broke because I think that was probably the most conscious decision like of this whole project. And I liked, to hear all the different music that everybody decided to input. That was my favorite part.
Yeah. And you also commented on how so many people, so much was close up, right? There were so many close ups, but it was fun to see when it was close and when it was far too.
Yeah, very true. That was something I noticed when I looked at to do the Monday question. The ones that I watched were pretty close up. So it was interesting to see other interpretations of it that weren't close up.
Yeah. Dan, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that turned out a lot better than I thought it would. I think the goal of that the portrait emerging from a Cinétracts really worked out there, because the few that I saw, they were just kind of the same thing, but I think it has to do with the thing by Courtlin as well, be able to see all of them together. I saw a lot more variety than I had initially thought, and I think in that way it was successful in emerging the portrait of the moment.
Yeah. Anyone else comments, thoughts?
Yeah, seeing them all together definitely helped, rather than like just see it like one by one, like how we did like through UB Box, like on our own or wherever it was uploaded. So just seeing them like in like back to back and seeing different perspectives of it was really great, and it turned out like way better than I expected.
Yeah. Do you want to say more? What was great about it? What made it what did you like about how it was all together?
I just liked how like the rules were broken sort of in everyone's films. So it was just different perspective. Like you could see some people would shoot with the camera, some people shot stuff with their phone. So just seeing like the differences and what people shot with and how they were able to make the best of what they used, given the whole COVID situation going on and everything, it being difficult to be innovative. So just seeing how people were able to push through that and be innovative and creative was really great.
Yeah.
I kind of liked how I was able to relate to so many of the other students, some more than others, but not having seen many of my friends and not spending so much social time, it's nice to be able to see how others are experiencing similar things and just relating to them in some ways a little sadder or anxious and even comedic ways. So I think that's really nice.
Yeah, I could tell there's a lot of similarities, like a lot of routine videos, a lot of gooses. Um, there was a lot of similar themes relating to how people are currently dealing with um, just being online with school and everything, and just in general. Thought that was very apparent.
And yet there were also some real standouts in terms of people who, took this opportunity to really kind of think about not just the daily routine, but some of the challenges, real crisis that we're in too, not just the day-to-day wearing down.
Yeah, I even liked some videos. There was one particular like I thought was really like interesting because it had nothing to do with anything, and I kind of liked that because it was the one with the Danny DeVito and the cowboy. That one, I liked that one like really. I don't know, I was laughing and I was like, wow. Some others as well were also like that as well. That was very interesting. There's like a sense of personality and flavor to the Cinétracts. You get that from all the students.
Yeah.
Paige?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to commend both you and Courtlin on what a brilliant idea. And I hope every student here will get a copy and look back at this in 10 years, 20 years from now. Because I think it's everybody has said what I already was going to say, but it really does have all aspects of joy and pain and boredom. And I loved it. I was very moved by the students, very, very moved. So thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Sarah. Thanks for coming. Oh, yeah, please.
Something that I liked was just the variety of everyone's piece. It was so different, and it was a way to really like connect, to get to know one another more, and just everyone's feelings. And I noticed there were a lot of similarities in how we've all felt, this past year. And it's nice to see that, we've all are getting through it and, moving forward. But I think the art made here in just such a short time could even be used further and produced further.
Yeah, I agree. Courtlin and I were saying that we could see imagining editing this again or more, but just that these are all of these projects, a lot of them, they're fantastic because of the 1 minute, but could also go longer, right? And so, yeah, I would love it if you all could find a way to stay in touch, because I feel like there are ways in which your pieces speak to each other. But I also loved how, like with your piece or, this relationship between voice, hearing people's voices, seeing some of your faces, but then your voices came through in just filming and what you did. So it was such a wonderful kind of range of that too, to see how much personality and experience, all these things, and the difference was really came through in all different forms, and especially also in music choices too.
Yeah, another thing I noticed, just like the way that they all kind of supported each other in a different way. So I know a lot of them focused on like spaces or objects. So that made the videos where people were talking directly to the camera so much more powerful. And it was just like really, I don't know, it took me a step back sometimes when they would direct us. So that was fun.
Yeah, I so agree. Well, if there's no more comments, that this was really great. I will upload the YouTube to UB Learns, but I'll also upload the this recording. Yeah, the one bit of information I'll tell you all is that the YouTube link is live, so you can share this with your friends, and I'll put that on UB Learns. But it has a block on it, and can't be screened in Syria, North Korea, Cuba, or one other place, which is just strange. So I just thought I would share that with you. So if you know people in those places and you want them to see the video, you can share the Panopto link. But we did pass the other copyright block from YouTube, other than in this small triad of countries. So yeah. Thank you so much. This was such a gift for you to all do this and contribute and come and watch together. And I hope you all have, a good end to your semester. and that next year Plasma will be in person. Though this has been really actually quite great to have such an interesting group of people come to you via Zoom, but better in person next year. And I hope you all have a great summer. And Courtlin and I are both available on email for any questions you have on assignments. But thanks for a great semester and for your really consistent engagement over the semester and being, sticking with us, that we made it through it together. And I'm glad that you got a sense of yourselves, each other, got to know a little bit more about each other from seeing this after we haven't seen each other in person all semester. So yeah. You should be super proud of yourselves for this, and share the link with whoever you want. Okay, so yeah, we'll be in touch, and we will see you next year, hopefully.
Thank you both for everything.